These are the little stacked chickens. They are so cute. You can move him around, like I don't know if you can see. So he can like bend. So that is 2 Charmanders all done. And I just got a parcel today from Spotlight. I love this frog pattern. It is honestly such a quick make. The only issue is I am running out of this blue yarn and I only ordered 1 ball of it. Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Amanda and I own a small crochet business called The Cotton Florist, and this week we are doing a 100 plushies in 1 week challenge, and that is my aim. I don't know if I can get there. I have no idea. I don't think I've ever crocheted this much before, but I'm going to try. I have a couple of markets coming up. I'm really understocked and this is kind of the push I need to really get more stocked. So let's kick off. Now the first thing that I want to jump straight into is crocheting some of these chubby frogs, which are here. I currently have 4.5. 3.5. I have 3.5, but we're not counting this obviously because we're starting from right now, this moment now. So I'm hoping to crochet 10 of the chubby frogs, and then I'm going to move on to crocheting 10 axolotls. I would ideally like to have like 20 frogs, 20 axolotls, but I know I'm going to burn out. So I'm going to do like lots of 10. And then I'll chuck in some bigger items and just kind of see what we can do. I also want to do some sunflower turtles, like these guys, so I'm hoping to do some of those as well, but let's see how many we can get done. It is now 2:15 on a Wednesday afternoon, so we have until the same time next week to try and reach this challenge. So let's see if we can do it. I'm not feeling very confident, but I also kind of really need to get this many plushies done so I can have enough stock for my upcoming market. So it's kind of more of a need than a want at this point. So let's crack on with some froggies. Okay, so we're going to get started with this frog. I love this frog pattern. It is honestly such a quick make. I think you could probably do it in 15 minutes. I don't think I'm a very fast crocheter, honestly, but I can make these in around 15 to 20 minutes, probably 20 minutes actually. I used to make these frogs a lot while sitting at cons and markets when there's a little bit of free time, because I used to sell these pretty much as like part of my standard setup. So I always had frogs and I would make them in all different colors, but I for some reason stopped making them and I can't remember why. I think maybe they slowed down a little bit with sales, so I just stopped making them. And I used to make them in all like rainbow colors, but I stopped making them so I could make some new things for my table. But now I have come across this new green yarn by Spotlight. It's the Stash yarn and I really love this shade of green. So it's kind of inspired me to make these frogs because I think they just look so nice with this color of green. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm planning on doing the entire ball. Obviously I want to make 10, but I obviously don't have enough of this green for 10. I probably have like another 3 more max, honestly. So I'm probably going to have to do a quick Spotlight order, or maybe even just do a pickup order or something and just go there and get it so I can finish this sort of 10 frog challenge that I've set myself for this first item. But if I run out of yarn before I can get a chance to go to Spotlight, I will just move on to axolotls. I also have a pattern test that I'm doing for Maddie. You may know her on YouTube, and she also has Insta. She's like 50 Shades of Clay. So I'll be doing a stacked chicken keychain test for her. So I actually might finish up this frog and then jump straight into that test so I can get it done, but also because I really want to make them and I think they'll be really great for this challenge as well because they're like nice and small. It's a keychain. I do need to make some keychains as well, so I'm going to quickly finish up this one frog, and I'm keeping track of everything in my little I've got like a little diary here, so I'm going to be keeping track of everything that I crochet in this challenge. It's like sort of ticking off against how many things I've made versus of which items, because I really want to do 10 of the frogs. So I can always do some of those keychains and jump back into the frogs again and just kind of swap around as I get bored. So let's crack on with these little frogs and then we'll jump into the keychain. Okay, we have finished the frog. He's looking so chunky. And now I'm going to get started on the pattern test. So I'm going to do a 2-tone chicken. So I'm going to be using a yellow and also a cream. I believe that's the same as what Maddie has done with hers. Let me check. Yep, that's what she's done. So she's got a yellow and a white. So I think I might do similar. Now I did say in the pattern that I applied that I would do either parfait chunky or retro velvet yarn, and I think I'm going to do Parfait Chunky just because that will keep all of my other keychains consistent. If I did the retro velvet, it would definitely be a lot smaller, so that could also be really cute too. Anything in pretty much retro velvet for me looks really nice. I think it's just tiny, but I think I'm going to try it in Parfait Chunky first, and then we'll see how it works up. In her pattern, she's got that it works up in less than 20 to 30 minutes, which it definitely looks like it will because they're only very small chickens. So let's get started with this pattern. I'm going to go grab the yarn and then we can start. Okay, so we have our colors. We have the yellow, no we don't, that's white, the white, the cream, and I've also got the orange for like the beak and the feet detail. So yeah, I'm going to jump into pattern testing this now. The light is kind of fading behind me, so there's not a lot of light, but I will show you guys what it looks like when it is finished. Okay, we are halfway through the pattern test, and so far it is a really great pattern, and we have made one of the 2 stacked chicks, so very, very cute. I'm going to keep working and add now the yellow chick and add my keychain accessories, and I'll show you what it's looking like when it's done. Okay, so apologies for the kind of dark video, I guess, footage from yesterday, but I have finished the little chickens. I finished them last night, but it just got way too dark to actually show you guys what it looked like because my lighting is very insufficient, but it's better now with the next day. The sun is still out, so these are the little stacked chickens. They are so cute. This was a pretty quick workup. I didn't time myself, but I am going to make another couple of them, which I will time myself. Maddie does say it takes around 25 to 30 minutes, and yeah, it definitely should. I obviously took a lot longer doing that because I was reading the pattern and checking for any errors and stuff. So, but now when I do my second run through, it will be much quicker because I don't have to look out for that stuff and proofread. It'll just be making the chickens. So I think it'll be much quicker. Yeah, look how cute they are. I'm definitely going to be putting these on keychains, but I like to do the keychain process in bulk. So I'm going to make a bunch more of these because I think they're the perfect bag charm size. So I'm going to make, I don't know how many more of these I'm going to make, but I'm just going to make a bunch of them and then we'll see how many we can get to, and hopefully we can hit our 100 plushie target. I haven't done too much last night because it was just a really busy day for me, so I'm a little bit behind, but it's okay. We have some plushies made. We're just going to keep rolling. So I'm going to jump back into making frogs, which is where we kind of stopped. We have one of those done. We are going to jump in and make a bunch more. I was saying that I was worried about the yarn running out, and I went and ordered a whole bunch more from Spotlight, so it should be here within the next few days. It's already been posted, so I think it'll be here within like maybe early next week. Maybe even, probably not tomorrow, honestly. I don't trust Australia Post that much, but it'll probably be here by Monday. So I'm going to use up this green yarn and then jump over to either more of these guys or axolotls. Probably these guys, honestly, because they're so cute. And then we will do a little catch up and see where we have gotten to. So we'll see what the plan is after I make those. Alrighty, so it is the 3rd day of the challenge, and the first 2 days were honestly a bit of a fail. I was so busy, I barely crocheted. I think I've already done my updates, what I was doing. But last night I spent a huge amount of time crocheting stuff to try and get us back up to speed. I don't think this pace I'll hit 100, but we are going to just motor on. So I'll show you what I have actually done last night. So I've made 2 more of these chicks. These are the chicks that I was doing a pattern test for. So I've got 2 more. I am going to put them on bag charms, but I'll do them, like I said, all together at the end. So 2 stacked chicks. They are so cute. I seriously just cannot even. What the heck? So cute. It's like double the cuteness. 1 chick is cute, 2 chicks is like mega cute. So we've got 2 extra chicks. I have a frog here. I'm not sure. Oh, he's got fluff on him. I'm not sure if I've showed this extra one already that I did. And I also have this. He's not finished. I actually ran out of safety eyes, so I just got my Amazon order last night. So I added his eyes, but I've also ran out of this yarn. This is the grass green, I think it was called, by the new Stash Velour. I did put an order in with Spotlight, so I'm expecting it hopefully Monday so I can start doing frogs again. I kind of had to pause that obviously because I ran out of the yarn, and I didn't want to choose a different green because I really like this green. We're going to be consistent with colors, so I'm just going to do frogs in this green. So I'm waiting for the green to come in and then I can keep going with this guy. And next I decided to do a bunch of squirtles, like the mini squirtles. This is a pattern by 53 Stitches and it is free. It's on her blog. So go to her website. She has the old iteration of this pattern, which is the one that I used to use, but now she has a low sew, and it's like designed for chenille yarn, I think. Well, you can do it in anything, but she's written it up with pictures of chenille and then regular yarn, so you can see how it works up. It's a lot quicker than the old one. The old one that she used to do, which had like, you had to sew on all of the feet, and I think the head, I don't think that was connected, but the head did the shell and this. It took me around an hour, and I used to use velvet yarn. But this one, I timed myself, and it took me 42 minutes to crochet. It takes about 5 minutes to assemble, because the only thing you need to assemble is this, the shell and the tail. And it's very, very easy to put them on, like super duper quick. So these are a really cool make. So I decided to make a bunch. So I'll show you how many I've made last night. So we have 3 that I have completed. So 3 little squirtles. They're so cute. I literally cannot. I'm going to put blush on them, I think. Or maybe some. I don't know actually. But I've got 3. I've also made another one. I haven't finished assembling him yet. I actually did this wrong, so I need to undo it and then add an extra round in. I've done the tail, but that's him. And you're probably wondering, why does he not have eyes? I'm actually going to make this one a ditto. So if you know what I'm talking about, it'll just be like 2 dots and a long smile for ditto. So I'm kind of going to make a bunch of these. I believe that on the 53 Stitches vlog, she also has Charmander and maybe Bulbasaur. If she does, I'm going to make a bunch of them as well. And I'm going to put random ditto ones in between it. So it'll be like, they're not all the same. So Squirtle and then a random ditto impersonating a Squirtle or a Bulbasaur or a Charmander. So that's what I'm kind of going to do with my display. The only issue is I am running out of this blue yarn, and I only ordered 1 ball of it. If you saw my last vlog, I did my yarn haul and I ordered 1, and it's called Light Blue and it's by Premier Parfait Chunky. I don't want to have to order more. I'm trying to just use my yarn. So I may like literally have to only have 5 Squirtles, which is kind of a shame because I just kind of got addicted to making them and I want to make heaps more. So maybe I'll do a yarn order. I don't know. But for now, it's probably going to be only 5 because I think maybe I can definitely make 1 more. I don't know if I can make 2 out of how much yarn I have left. So we'll see, but I'll try. I'll try anyway and we'll see. So that's what I've done. I've done 4 of the Squirtles, 2 of the chicks. So that's 6. 6 things that we made last night. So we're definitely getting there. I want to make at least 10 to 15 things a day to try and like get closer to my goal. 20 if I'm doing keychains shouldn't be a problem. Axolotls, honestly, I should be able to get 20 because they take like 20 minutes each. So that shouldn't be too hard to do. But I do need to really press on and keep going. But I'm actually about to go to the cinemas with my sister-in-law to go and watch the BTS concert being streamed live from Tokyo. So I'm about to head into the city and it is 2 o'clock. So I need to go and pick her up and take her into the city and we can watch the movie together. And it's a 3-hour movie, like a 3-hour concert. So I'm probably not going to be back until late at night, at which time I will start to crochet again. And then hopefully I can get a lot done because I'm probably going to do an all-nighter again, but we'll see. We'll see what I can get it done. But I definitely want to keep going with the Squirtles and also see if I can jump into the Charmander or Bulbasaur versions of this if 53 Stitches has it on their website. So I'll double check. I think she does, but I can't remember. I specifically want to do the low sew ones, not the regular ones, because these were like really nice to do. And then it'll be like, they'll all be the same on my display. So that's the plan, and I will definitely do a check-in very shortly after my movie, and hopefully I've got something to show you. So I've just finished the tail and I've just added the acrylic yarn to the end and I've separated it with this thread just so I can get all the individual fibers and then cut it. I did all of this whilst I thought I was recording, but I wasn't, so kind of just doing a run through again. I do just need to attach to here and then we're done. So I'm probably going to move on to potentially Bulbasaur straight away. I do have 5 Squirtles. And I would like to have 5 of each starter, but I'm just not too sure what green I'm going to use for Bulbasaur, and depending on how much of that green I have, I may not be able to get 5 of them done, but I would like to have an even number. So if I end up getting more than 2 Bulbasaurs done, then I will come back and do additional Charmanders so that they're kind of even, or as even as possible. So that is going to be the plan. I'm just going to attach this to him now, and then I can start with the Bulbasaurs. So that is 2 Charmanders all done. I think they'll look very cute with the sand together. So time to move on to Bulbasaurs. Okay, so another update from another day. We're gonna get there. It seems like I'm cruising through all the days and not getting a lot done, but I have done 2 Bulbasaurs and they are here. These little guys are so cute. I love that little bulb at the bottom. It's just really cute. So I have 2. I thought I had about half a ball of yarn, so I thought I could make more, but it seems like I probably didn't have half a ball of yarn. This is the Lagoon color. It has been discontinued, and I totally forgot that it had been discontinued, so I can't get this yarn anywhere. It's just a discontinued color, so there's not much I can do about it. And I had started another one of these. I got the hair done. And then realized that I was not going to be able to finish it. So I don't know if I'm just going to leave it here as like an eternal whip. And then maybe if I come across some Lagoon, or if I find someone selling it, then I can get it. Otherwise, I've just got the 2 of these little bad boys, and I'm going to put them with the rest of my plushies that I've made this week, which is here. So we have a pretty good selection of plushies. I think one of these was actually made last week, so we're not going to count it, but I have been keeping record. So I've got all of these done, and you may remember me talking about how I can't finish this frog because I was waiting on my Spotlight yarn, and I just got a parcel today from Spotlight. So I'm going to crack it open and see what I got because I can't remember, but I do know I got the green yarn. Oh, so this is a stash yarn that I was buying because I was so worried that they were going to run out. Okay, so I guess this is a little bit of a yarn haul, an impromptu yarn haul. This color is really nice. This is Biscuit and looks a lot like the color that I was using for the Squirtle body. It's almost the same color that I was using for the Squirtle body. That's really cool. So now I have extra because I only have one of that color. I think it's Marshmallow. And sorry if the light the sun keeps going behind the clouds, so that's what we're working with. But yeah, so this is Biscuit in the Stash Velour. I love this yarn. I think I've mentioned it a million times. It's so nice. Next we have Pink. And it looks a little bit brighter than Ballet Pink by Premier Puppet Chunky. Oh, I've got 2. So they were doing a 3 for $10 sale, which is why I bought so many. I bought a few extra because I have to pay for shipping because my local didn't have any in stock. And I got 3 greens, so now I have enough greens to finish a bunch more frogs. I think I can get around 5-6 frogs per ball of yarn. So we should be able to have plenty for my upcoming 3 markets. So I think this will be enough, hopefully. And if I get sick of making those chubby frogs, I'll just make maybe leggy frogs or something. Maybe I'll bring them back. And last but not least, we have Lilac. I have 3 of these. And these are really great Ditto and Drifloon colors. So I want to make a bunch of these because I want to do a bunch of Ditto keychains and regular Ditto plushies. So this is a great color for them. I don't know how many I'm going to do, but I am going to probably do some big dinos as well. And I think this is a nice color. So we'll see. I really wanted to do a big, like, I think I mentioned it in a couple of vlogs ago, I wanted to do like all big dinos, just a big like rainbow wall of them. But I don't know if I'll have time in this vlog, but I'll definitely want to get them done for Supernova. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll probably add a couple of big dinos in if I can. But I really haven't done very many like small plushies either, and I do want to work now on the axolotls, and I have my colors ready. I was actually thinking of using Stash for the main axolotl body, which is why I bought 2. And this is Ballerina Pink, by the way, Ballet Pink. So you can see how pretty similar it is. This is a little bit more muted, this is a bit more bright. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not too sure because I do have 2 of this. It would be nice to work with this more because it's so easy to work with. And maybe I'll just choose a darker color of the Premier Parfait Chunky for the details. I might actually, because otherwise why do I have this in, you know, I want to kind of burn through my yarn as much as possible. I don't want to just keep on buying it. I want to keep buying it and then using it like I did with the green. I bought it and then within a few days it was gone. So I think I might do that actually. This is a good axolotl color. I'll just find a slightly darker version of this pink to do the gills and the like fin parts. And then yeah, I think this is good to start off with. So I'm actually going to start crocheting this now. I really want to get axolotls done. They're so popular and I usually have around 10 for my markets lately and they sell out. So I need to do maybe like 20. If I can do 20, I'll be very, very happy. So I'm pretty much exclusively going to do axolotls from now on. Now that I have finished with these little guys, I don't have any more of the yarns to make any of them unless I change the color completely, which I kind of don't want to do just yet. I'll just move on to something else. And if these sell at my next market, then I can just start restocking them in a new color, like a new variation of blue for Supernova or whatever market I have next. I have 3 markets pretty much in a row, so we're going to do that. So next I'm going to move on to axolotls. Okay, so I decided on the colors that I want to use. I have no idea what this is, but I do know it's Premier Parfait Chunky something or other. So I'm going to put these together, and I think that's a good contrast. So let's make some little axolotls. I am using the CrochetGrove pattern. It is my favorite little pattern for axolotls, honestly. It just works up quickly. I think I mentioned it takes like 15 to 20 minutes or so to make these axolotls, so they're really quick. One down, probably about 20 more to go, or 19. Let's try and do 20, so 1 down and 19 more to go. Okay, so apologies for the very, very, very terrible lighting. It is 9 o'clock at night, so we are kind of working with very poor lighting, so just bear with me. I did just want to jump on quickly and show you guys what I've done. I did show you the one axolotl that I did earlier before I had to kind of run off and do a bunch of stuff. So I have the one axolotl. I forgot to put the like spines and stuff on it, so it's on there now. It's a complete finished axolotl, all done and dusted. And I made it a friend, so we now have 2. And then like a really nice kind of like pink with hot pink. So I think they look really cute. I'm going to keep on working with these. Like I said, I'm going to get 20. These, I haven't been timing these since I've been using them with the new yarn. So this new yarn that I got from Spotlight, it's a tiny bit thicker than Parfait Chunky, and that therefore it takes me a little bit longer. Not very much, but I notice just because Parfait Chunky is thinner, it glides a little bit easier. This is still glides well, the stash yarn, but because it's thicker, it's just a tiny bit longer. And it works up a tiny bit bigger too, which is great because I'm still going to sell them for $18. I'm not changing the price. That's just a bonus because the yarn is cheaper, first of all. So why would I charge more? And second, it's very, very minuscule difference. So I am not going to be charging more anyway, even though it's bigger. So that's just a bonus to whoever buys it. And I don't have any, I think I have one of my old ones I can compare, but I'll go find it maybe tomorrow and I'll compare the size, but I don't think there's that much difference. So I'm going to keep on working with these guys and hopefully I can make another 18, probably not tonight, but hopefully I can make a big chunk of those tonight. I think it takes around 20 minutes. Let's just say 20 minutes to 20 to 25 minutes. I usually do these in different colors as well, like blue, purple. I think I'm just going to stick with pink because I'm lazy and also because they don't sell as well as pink. Pink is like the traditional axolotl color. Anyway, the Minecraft ones are pink, I'm pretty sure, and that's why they're popular. So hopefully I can get a bunch of these done. I'm finished all my Pokemon starters, so I'm totally moving away from them. I will jump back into the frogs and finish the one that I have half done off, but I want to get the axolotls out of the way first. So then as I'm crocheting these, I will try and figure out what on earth I'm going to crochet next. Let's just keep crocheting. I probably won't record anything else for the night because it's getting late. And to be honest, I just want to get in my pajamas and eat snacks and watch YouTube. So I'm probably going to do that while I crochet. And hopefully tomorrow morning I will have a very positive update for you. And I will talk about how many axolotls I have definitely crocheted. Okay, I'm back with a little update. I hope this video is not too choppy, just like jumping back and forth between days. I have done some more axolotls. I have made an additional 5, so I'll show you what these ones are looking like. And they're here. These are the 5. These were using the stash velour yarn that I received. This yarn is definitely a little bit harder on my wrist. I found that my wrists were starting to hurt after using this yarn just because it's not as smooth as Parfait Chunky, which is not a bad thing, but it does mean that it's a little bit, I need to use a bit more pressure when I'm crocheting because I find that it doesn't glide as well, which is fine because it's stronger than Parfait Chunky. But I did feel that my wrists were definitely starting to hurt. So I'm actually going to stop at 5, which means we have 7 all up. So I've got these 5 plus the 2 that I did the previous day, so 7. I was hoping for 20, but I'm going to be okay for 7 for now. And I've also finished this little guy, which this was half done, but I was obviously waiting on the green to come through, which it has now, so I was able to finish this one. So we have this as well. So what I'm going to do now is move on to using Parfait Chunkies to give my wrists a break. I'm hoping that it will stop my wrists from hurting. I generally don't get sore wrists from crocheting, so this is kind of new. I do get it when I'm using blanket yarn because there's so much extra movement, but not really using chenille like regular chenille. So I'm going to move on to using Parfait Chunky, so I'll probably do Miffy keychains. So I'm wanting to restock them anyway. So I think I have one left, so I'm going to do a bunch more of those to restock for my upcoming markets. Happen to have done this challenge on probably one of my busiest weeks, which is probably not the best idea. I can really only crochet a few hours a day, honestly, so I think with what I've done so far is pretty good. But we'll run through my numbers so far and just kind of see what I've done. Because the challenge is not over yet, we still have time, so let's see where I'm up to. Okay, so far we have done 3 of the chubby frogs. We've done 3 of the stacked chicken keychains. We've done 5 of the squirtles, 2 of the Charmanders. We ran out of yarn, so couldn't do more. 2.5 of the Bulbasaurs. We also ran out of yarn, and 7 axolotls. So that is a total of 22.5 plushies. I'm not going to be crocheting anything big because I know it'll waste all of my time. I don't have very much time left in this challenge. So I also would like to do some little caterpillars. I think it's the AllFromJade pattern. I've started working on some before, like a couple of months ago, and that was kind of fun to do, so I thought it could be fun just to use up some small yarn I've got laying around, like just little pieces that I have left. So I'm going to start on the Miffies now and then jump over to caterpillars. I don't think I've shown you guys, this is kind of like my organized yarn area. It doesn't look that organized, but it is more than it was. So I have all of my colors now kind of like organized. So it's still not great because we still have like all of my extra crochet stuff there, but all of the cotton yarns, and I just, I have bags of yarn all around here. There's so many more bags of yarn that aren't here. I ran out of the storage cubes, so we have what we have. Most of the Parfait Chunky is, and like chenille yarns are all in here now. So the blue, there's some space there. I need to get some more blue. Oh, and for anyone who is interested in how many, so this is a stash velour. I was able to make 5 axolotls out of this. So if you're wondering how far it goes, 5 axolotls. So I'm going to grab some white yarn for these bunnies. For some reason, I find like, this is Parfait Chunky, but it feels weird. Some of like, and then this is cream. It's so soft. This is soft. Some of it is really soft and some of it is just really weird. So there's definitely quality control issues with Parfait Chunky, which is no secret. But let's use this to make the Miffies. It's a little bit like, I can tell it's going to be a little bit annoying to work with, but we've got to use it up before we buy more. Okay, so I'm going to get started on this Miffy pattern. So this is it's called Loso Bunny by KnotMichelle. So it is this one. It's on Ribbler. I like the Ribbler patterns because I can just mark off where I'm up to. Makes it easier because I just get distracted and I have no idea where I'm up to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on this now. I will not turn them into keychains just yet. I'll do them another time. I'm just going to concentrate on crocheting and then I'll sit down probably in another video and just like attach all of the keychains to everything that I've wanted to be a keychain. Also, I was telling you guys about the caterpillar pattern and this is basically it. I haven't attached everything and I don't even know if this is the head or just like another foot. But basically it's like this. This is like the tail piece, I think, and like the end piece. I'm pretty sure anyway. And I have another piece I'm working on too, which I don't know where I'm up to. I started this a few months ago, but I bought this pattern and I thought it could be a really great way just to use like the little pieces of yarn that you have like at the end of a project because it really only uses a couple of rounds. It's just such a small amount of yarn and they're all different sizes. So I'm thinking this is a really small piece. Might be, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I need to look back at the pattern and figure out what it's doing. But basically, this is what I'm going to make some of. Oh my gosh, some of these. So they're exploding. I don't really even know how to assemble them yet. I had a look at the pattern quickly a few months ago. So it's going to be like a surprise again. But I just think it's really cute. It's a cute little pattern. There's also like a gigantic version as well, which I think would be really fun to make. But I'm not going to do it in this video. But I am probably going to do a bunch of these. The good thing about it though is that you can make them really small if you want to. Like you can just take a piece away and you can just do less rounds. So I think it's a pretty customizable pattern in that way. I thought they could be really cute as little bag charms. If I do them in a velvet yarn, I can make them much smaller. And I think it'd be like a really cute little fidget because they do move. I think it's just sewn through the middle so that they're kind of like, you know, like a little slinky type thing. And I think that could be like a really cool little fidgety bag charm thing. So I'm going to do this next. I have tons and tons of like end pieces of yarn that I really want to get rid of. and I was going to do like a video all about it, and I kind of am filming one, but it just keeps accumulating that I'm never going to get on top of it. So I'm just going to start using it up in random videos as well. So I'm going to move on to this next, but I do want to get started on the Miffy keychains because they're kind of like, I've had them on my to-do list for a long time because I did run out of, no, I think I've got one left after Animega, the latest con that I did. So I really want to get started and mix some more because they do sew really well. And I like to put these little bows on them as well, just to make them like a little bit cuter. Actually, I should time myself. I'm going to time myself making these and just see like how long it takes me, because I don't think I've ever timed myself. To be honest, I've only just recently started timing myself crocheting because I kind of am, I never really cared that much, but now I'm going to, because I see a lot of people do it, and it's good to know how much I should be valuing my yarn, or how my projects, not yarn, and how much I might be underselling myself. So we're going to do that and just kind of get an idea of like how much everything takes me, because I kind of have no idea. And I'm also a really distracted crocheter, so I'll crochet like 3 rounds and just wander off for an hour and come back and be like, oh, that's right, I was crocheting. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to start timing now actually, because I literally almost forgot to start my timer. And then we'll see how long it's going to take, and then I'll have a good idea of actually how many I can make. So let's do that. The annoying thing about this is that I can already feel my wrists starting to get sore again. Like they're starting to hurt already. So I think I might have damaged my wrists. I have been crocheting a lot faster lately just because I'm in this challenge and I'm really trying to get stuff done quickly. And I think I usually crochet at a very specific pace that I never get sore wrists, because I set a nice pace that I'm not overworking, I guess. It doesn't feel like I'm overworking, but because I've been trying to rush and I was using slightly less smooth yarn, I'm not sure if that makes any sense. I think that I've just done something, or it's just like I've been doing like a slightly different movement. I don't know, but this particular white yarn, this parfait chunky white yarn, is a little bit rough. Someone once described the difference, like this kind of rough feeling, as like dehydrated yarn, and it's probably the best way that I can describe it. It definitely feels like it feels dehydrated, and I don't know, I think if you are a crocheter, you might understand what I'm talking about. If you're not a crocheter, or if you don't use yarn, you're probably like, what on earth are you talking about? Because it's a strange way to describe it. Actually, when I did a really large yarn order from Hobby, I ordered the toucan yarn. I actually have a review of it on my YouTube video, on my YouTube channel. I did it like a year ago, or like over a year ago. And I bought a huge amount of yarn, like a massive yarn order from Hobby, which is in Europe somewhere, I believe, and it costs so much money because they only accept US dollars. So I had to translate Australian dollars, or convert, sorry, from AUD to USD, and it was just so expensive. So anyway, the shipping and everything was super expensive, but I wanted to try this yarn because everyone was raving about Hobby yarn, and it was a new range that they just released called Toucan, and it was absolutely horrible. Like all of the yarn was basically dehydrated feeling. I could barely crochet with it because it was just, it made that squeaky sound on your hook, if you know what I mean. Like it was that, and you couldn't frog it. Like it was, I was like so angry when I was crocheting with it, because if I made a single mistake, I had to frog it, and you can't frog that. It broke, it snapped. It was, oh my gosh, I could just cry thinking about it. And sometimes this parfait chunky in white is that. Sometimes I'll get an order in of the white parfait chunky and it's literally that same feeling. I think it's something to do with the dyes, because I've never had this issue on, like, say Teddy, which is like the brown. The brown's always super soft for me, whereas white is always hit and miss. Cream is usually fine, white not so much. So yeah, I don't know. That's just something that I have observed with this, and I think this probably is not going to help my wrist, but it's okay. But just do this and then we'll move on to the little caterpillars because that's like the soft yarn. So we'll just hold out as many of these as I can, and then I'll move on to the little caterpillars. So anyway, let's keep crocheting with this now. I've done the head. It looks like an egg head, but it will look normal once I've like put stuffing in it and put the ears on. But we're just going to finish off the head and body, and then I'll check back in with you when I have a finished Miffy to show you. Okay, so I finished the bunny and it's looking like this. Pretty cute. I'm going to add like a little bow here. So I'm going to make a bunch more of these. These are a good bag charm size. They're not too small and they're not too big, and I charge $18 for these, and I find that it's a good size to charge $18. A normal keychain that you'd find would be like the size of a head, so you get a little bit extra. And I find the kids seem to really like these ones because they're a bit bigger, and it's Miffy, so who doesn't like Miffy? So I am going to continue on. I was recording how long it was going to take me, and I got to 20 minutes and realized I had left the timer running while I went and did something. So I have no idea how long this takes. I tried to set another timer when I just started another one, and I forgot about it. So anyway, I don't know if I'm going to be able to time how long this takes because I keep getting distracted. So I'm pretty sure it takes 15 minutes. It's very, very quick. The only thing you need to sew on are the two ears, but they're like, takes less than a minute to sew on. Very, very quick. So recommend this pattern if you're looking for a nice bag charm size, quick marker make. I am going to continue to make another 4. And then I'm going to move on to the caterpillars. All right, so welcome to the final day of the Trying to Crochet 100 Plushies in a Week challenge, which I am currently failing, as we know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to do this challenge again another time when I'm not incredibly busy and working, but I thought I'd just test myself and see what I could do. Anyway, I have done some of the bunnies last night. I said I was going to do 5, and I did 5, so good job me. So here they are, all 5 bunnies, all done. They are not on keychains, like I said. I'm going to put them on keychains later. Oh, they got fluff on them. These little guys. So I'm pretty happy with them. I think they're pretty cute, but I am going to leave it at 5. And then if I do need to make more after my next market, I'll look into it. But we're going to leave it as 5 for now. I also finished up the caterpillar. I'm not sure about my color combinations. Maybe I'll try and do an actual rainbow next time. It's his little face. And he's like, you can move him around, like I don't know if you can see, so he can like bend, and it's like a little fidget, see, he can move around, so it's kind of cool. So that is him done. I don't know whether I'll make any more for the market specifically. I'll definitely make some to get rid of like the end pieces of yarn and then just assemble a bunch of them maybe before some markets, but I don't think I'll specifically try and make them for markets because I just don't know how they'll sell. But I will take this one to the market obviously, and we'll just see how it is. I think it would look nice if it was like an actual rainbow, not just like higgledy-piggledy colors, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how popular it is. I don't know, just something to try out. I like the pattern. I'll definitely make more in the future because I think it's a great way to get rid of the scrap yarn, like leftover end pieces, but I don't know if I'll do it for market prepping specifically, unless it's really popular. And last night I also was trying to figure out what I should do because I wasn't sure what to make. I was going to make a ditto, and I decided to use this purple velour stash yarn, and instead I made, well, I'm still in the process of making a mini drift loon keychain. So I've made a little cloud hat. I made his balloon body, and I have a bunch of feet here. So with the pattern, they want you to make 2 of these little heart-shaped feet, and then you just sew them like back to back. But it was too big for him. I thought that didn't really make sense. So I first started off with this one. This foot is too big. Then I changed the pattern a little bit to make it smaller. We have this. But I still am not convinced that I really like the plush feet. And this particular yellow yarn, it's parfait chunky. It's extra like crap. So this is a bad batch of yellow, and it just breaks constantly and it just keeps shedding. So I was having an absolute nightmare. I think I ended up wasting so much more just trying to make these little feet. I wasted like maybe 3 of each. For each foot that I made, I wasted 3 trying to close the ring, and just it kept breaking. So instead, I think that I'm going to use cotton. So I do have this milk cotton, which I think will work better because that way the feet will be a little bit smaller, which is kind of how it should look. And then I'm going to use a black milk cotton just to connect the feet, because that way it's just the clout and the body that's plush, and everything else is just cotton. And I think that will look better. That's my plan anyway. So I'm gonna actually try and make a bunch of these because I really wanted to make them anyway. I make the big versions, and I've always wanted to make small versions. So I'm just gonna try and bust out a few of these. They're very quick. It's just a circle, and this is just a circle with a bunch of bobble stitches in it. So it's really quick. And yeah, so I'm gonna get started on this. I think we're up to like 30 plushies thereabout this week, which is good for me because when I'm working, I only have a couple of hours per day to crochet. So it's good for me, but it's not good for the challenge. I have taken a bunch of time off closer to my markets, and I might redo the challenge because then I'm not working at all and I don't have anything else on, so I can actually concentrate on crocheting. But this was still a really good test to see how much I could crochet when I was a bit stressed. Anyway, I ended up having a lot of stuff on, so it didn't work out the best, and I hope you guys don't mind that I did not hit my target. But I'm going to try and crochet a bunch more of these, and we'll see how close I can get. I was also going to think of doing some like little mini chickens because they're quick, but I just really want to crochet what I want to crochet. So I'm going to make a bunch of these. The feet and legs are just, they'll be super quick, so I'm just going to make a bunch of bodies and then try and get them all done. I'm also hoping to get this video up today. That way I can, well, it's Thursday, so I kind of need to get it up today so I can be like on schedule. But yeah, then my next week's video is going to be regular market prepping, and I am dying to crochet some big stuff because all I've been doing is little stuff, and I want to crochet some big stuff. So next week's vlog is just all about regular market prep. This week's vlog is mostly smaller stuff. So I'm going to crack on with these and see how many I can get done. And that will probably, maybe, unless I feel inspired, be the last things I crochet. But we'll do a big check-in at the end. Everything that I've crocheted, how much I'm going to be selling them for, so then you can see how much I made in dollar amounts in inventory this week. So I'll check back in just a little bit. Okay, so I have just finished the milk cotton leg or foot, and I think it looks way better. So it's just smaller, which I think works nicer than this. So this was the original one. It's not as shaped as nicely because of the type of yarn, whereas this is a better shape and it's much easier to work up as well. And I don't think it'll overpower the plushie because the plushie is like, the legs are not supposed to be very large. So I think it'll be good. I'm just trying to find where I put it. Okay, found it. So yeah, I think this, and obviously the legs will be black, so ignore the yellow, but it'll be like this. And I think in relation to that, it's a good size. So let's keep going on with more of these and more of these, and hopefully I can get them all done soon. I want to get like a whole bunch of them done. If not, it'll be in next week's market prep video where I'll probably do more. I want to see how many I can get in a short amount of time, and I will time myself because I forgot to time myself with the bunnies, and I'm going to time myself with these ones. Okay, I finished it. How cute is this little drift loom keychain? His little dangly feet. So I did end up doing milk cotton for the feet and also the legs, and just normal chenille yarn for the mouth, and the eyes are obviously embroidered on as well. So I think he looks really cute. I'm going to try and make a bunch more. I'll see how many I can get done, but I'll definitely have heaps of these for my upcoming cons because I think they'll be so popular. I've also seen a pattern where the ditto is actually attached to the legs as well, so I'll probably do some of those another time as well. Not today because I don't have time, but I think it turned out really, really cute. Okay, so I've made one more, and that's going to be it for today. I cannot crochet anymore because I now need to edit the vlog, so time's up for me. So I have done one more of the drift looms. So we have 2 drift looms now, and we'll really quickly go through what we've crocheted in this vlog. So starting with the drift looms, we have 2 drift looms. We have 5 of these little Miffies. We have 1 caterpillar. We have 5 of the Squirtles, including 1 little ditto Squirtle. We have 2 Charmanders, 2 Bulbasaurs. We have 7 Axolotls. We have 3 of these stacked chicks. We have 3 of the chubby frogs, and that is it. So that is a grand total of 30 plushies. So we made it to 30, which I'm very happy about. I would have loved to make it to 100, but 30 I'm happy with. We've got a really good start on our market prep. And now for the total value of this inventory that I've made this week is $612, which I think is a really great amount for me to make in 1 week. And it's a lot of little stuff too, so it's nice to get the little stuff out of the way. So I think it's been a successful week. I've gotten a lot done. A lot of things I had on my to-do list, like the Miffies and more keychains, and some of these guys, which would be great for the conventions and also upcoming markets. So I feel like I'm starting to get on top of everything now, but I hope you enjoyed this challenge. I definitely will have more challenges coming up in the future. Okay guys, well that is it for another vlog. I didn't quite get to my 100 plushies, but I definitely made some progress with my market prep, so I'm very happy with that. But if you like this video, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.